Oh, and I got this hacking
Gesundheit.
cough, so I'm doing my
Bless you.
best to swallow it. Thanks. All right. This is not a Barbara Walters interview. This is not.
Oh crap! We're
meant
not
to be
going to cry then.
serious.
I was waiting for him to give him
I'm
the
not
old dress.
at all worried about you guys being serious, but I just like to say that so people relax.
We're never serious.
You know what I'm doing, right, Don? I explained this to you already. I just told Tim.
Okay,
Okay.
this go in front of the board.
This is just going in front of the board. It's to explain to them why this matters. And I will say before we kind of dive into it, the whole emphasis of what I'm putting together is on how this benefits the community, right? And the community
Yes.
at whole. And how it creates, like Kim and I were just talking about, I mean, that field up there is one of the most iconic and beautiful spaces in Taos. It
Yes.
should be protected the way it is, and it should be open to the public
Yes.
so that they can get out of their
Absolutely.
houses and watch TV, but also so they can, you know, cross paths with people that they don't otherwise cross paths with.
Correct.
So that's what I'm getting at with this whole video, and that's kind of the theme. And so that's really what I'll be asking you guys about.
Okay.
To start, just real quick, in a few sentences, what's your organization and what do you guys do?
Not Forgotten Outreach provides therapeutical and recreational activities for military families. Activities from art, outdoor, ecotherapy, ski event at Taos Ski Valley, Veterans Day picnic, so
Respite center.
respite center,
Wellness center.
adaptive sports.
Yes.
And how do the ducks and the chickens fit into that?
Oh, all over the therapy animals. So
Animals are therapy. They're
Yeah.
good for the soul.
I
And
grew
they reconnect you to the earth. And for veterans, I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt. For veterans, like I struggle with PTS symptoms. There are days when I need a really strong motivation to get me out of bed. Animals are that motivation. They have to be taken care of. They have to be cared for. That forces me to get out of bed. So that is something that's really important to veterans on the side of, I call it taking care of another living being. It's really important because it reconnects them to something that is dependent upon them, and it kind of takes them outside of themselves and what they're going through.
Yeah.
So
I'm
you're
used
gonna
to it.
edit
She's
this,
the
right?
boss.
That's going to be so
No.
clean by the time. And
Welcome
tell me
to my
about this
world,
property
board.
here. Like, what have you guys done with this place, and what's here, and what do people come to see?
I'm hoping that the camera picks up the older gentleman in the back with his grandson.
Yeah.
So daily, we're having 6 or 7 people that are coming to this little 2-acre paradise with goats, llamas, pigs, miniature horses. Imagine what it would be like on 28 acres having the
Yes.
same type of animals. So I grew up on 1,500 acres. My grandfather taught me how to castrate anything and how to raise it so that it wasn't mean, and if it was mean, it became dinner.
Feel free to edit this.
Yes. So
This is staying in, Don. I love it.
all of the animals, I've been teaching everybody else to raise them so that they were pets.
Yep.
So we have 2 sows that are over 900 pounds out back that think that they're puppy dogs.
Yeah.
And just love to be rubbed on. And that's how all of the animals are. So when we go over to the Mitchell property and we're adding in that petting zoo, that we're really expanding it. When we started Not Forgotten Outreach, we were using Sunset Park, which is part of the Taos Land Trust. We had our goats out there, and it became a routine for the school children to come
Yep.
down and enjoy the animals. It became a routine for the veterans. Everybody had their own day that they came in and fed on. So I'm really looking forward to having more animals, being able to get more of the community involved. Every time that I get a civilian sitting next to a veteran and the conversation starts, I'm helping that veteran reintegrate back into civilian life. We have some of the best leaders in the world that ordered generals around. But because of, well, she was an executive for Estee Lauder when she got out of the service. When her husband died, that's when the PTS hit. That brought up all the reoccurring memories of her time in Iraq. She wasn't able to be in that executive position anymore. Now then, having somebody, she can tell us what to do. So, you know, that leadership skill is still within inside those veterans. It's figuring out a safe environment to let that flourish. And that's what the ecotherapy projects are all about.
And this particular location, this is all about, it's a respite center. So we have all the animals here, and then we've refurbished and remodeled this building so that veterans, military families, Gold Star families can come and stay for 5 days free. Now, all of our programs, we encourage the community to come down, be involved. We don't have like a closed gate policy. It's the absolute opposite, because it's all about, community sometimes has misconceptions about what a veteran is and what they struggle with. And
This is a vet.
yeah, you know, I mean, it is something that, you know, we run into all the time. They're like, you know, we've met people in the community, they were like, I thought vets were, you know, really violent. Well, am I really violent? No. You know, so it's kind of breaking down those, well, for the most part. It's breaking down those misconceptions, and then it's really important to our organization that we create opportunities for families to come together in a healthy way. Not sitting in front of a TV screen, but actually getting out into nature and like re-experiencing that. So the Mitchell property will be essential for that community, the community at large, because we'll have the petting zoo there where, you know, grandfathers can bring their grandchildren, you know, just everybody. And it doesn't matter if they're a vet, it doesn't matter if they're a Gold Star family, it's open to everyone. So.
And how does that property fit into stuff like, you know, being able to walk from Paseo Norte down here to your place, or to be able to walk from here up to the library and stuff like that?
It would be sweet to be able to connect it all. So, I'm not a bicyclist, but I share the road with bicyclists, and this is not a town for bicycles. It's not a town for runners on the side of the road. That trail system interconnecting from one side of the town to the other, well, I don't know. Maybe we could be like Anchorage one day. That'd be my hope.
Well, it's creating.
Hey, little one.
It's creating a situation where it's now safe for, you know, people that are walking and hiking to enjoy it and not be concerned about, am I going to get hit by a car, or, you know, that's really important. I mean, we want families to enjoy the outdoors and reconnect with things, but that also means that we have to give them a safe environment in which to do that. So having the Mitchell property, that road, and connected all the way to the plaza, how amazing would that be? I mean, getting people outdoors, walking, jogging with their families. You can't beat that.
Jake and I are selling you guys as people who can get stuff done.
Well, thank you. Phil,
No.
Do you think that's true?
get stuff done?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Well, I think that I'm
Yeah.
kind of slow compared to some of the other military people that I know, but for around here, I think we're high speed, low drag. So, you know, it
I
just all depends on where you're from and how. We used to get deployed in less than a week and a half.
Yeah,
So for us, for some of the jobs that we've done in the past,
get it done.
this is slow. I mean, you have to deal with some bureaucracy or something, it's really slow, but if you got the Pentagon saying you will be there, it's easy to do things, so.
And Dawn and I are very much the type that, like, when we set our mind to something, it happens. And it doesn't matter how many roadblocks come up. I almost cursed.
Don't worry about cursing.
Because I was going to say,
Knock yourself
that, we have been through shit in our lives. I mean, like, real stuff. And guess what? That didn't stop us. So why should anything else relatively minor? So, we look at what we're doing. If it's helping people, it is worth doing, and you don't let anything stop you. I mean, if we had listened to people, we never would have gotten this location. We didn't listen. We were like, we're doing it. And guess what? It's been worth it. And it will always be worth it because it's helping people.
And you're not worried you're going to bite off more than you can chew with that big property right up the
Nope.
valley?
Nope.
They're talking about land
Not
up
wrong.
in Costilla that farmers are retiring and not working the land, and I'm looking at it going, let's go farm that too. So we are starting the vet corps for
Yes.
the state of New Mexico. The vet corps will be based in ecotherapy. That gives me the manpower to bite it off.
Yep.
Because when we started talking about this in January of this year, I kind of went, well, I can barely keep 2 acres going. How am I going to keep 28 acres going?
But we figured it out.
When they came and said, well, we'll give you 10 people that we'll pay them, figured out how to do this. So, no, there's our labor force right there.
And
to
we
build
look
a
at that
heck
as
of
like, doing the vet corps is huge for, they will be working on that property. And to me, that has so many layers of benefits to it. Because yes, the property gets taken care of, the animals get taken care of. Wonderful. The families get to enjoy all of it. But through Vet Corps, family members of veterans, their children, their spouses, the vet themselves, they can now get trained in a whole new area. Like if they're really interested in greenhouse farming, we'll teach them that. We'll have greenhouses. They're interested in crop farming, we can teach them that. Animal husbandry, we can teach them that. It gives them a whole other line of a new path. And that's what a lot of veterans are trying to figure out is, okay, my life looked like this. I can't do that anymore. What can I do? We try to show them there are other paths to take. So I see it as tremendous benefit.
That's it.
I love it.
Thanks, guys.
You're awesome. Thank you.
There's going to be 45 seconds where it's dark.